Shine with Kendell Lenice. Real talk for real people. Let's shine together.
All right, welcome to Shine with Kendell Lenice. I am your host, Kendell Lenice. Allow me to introduce myself to you just a little bit further. I am a certified transformational life coach, speaker, and author, as well as a certified meditation practitioner and content creator. I'm so glad that you decided to join me on my life podcast. On this podcast, I will educate, elevate, and entertain you with various topics. We will do live coaching, and I will hopefully give you a different perspective on some of your favorite topics and introduce you to new ones. I'm not sure how you stumbled upon this podcast. I'm just so glad you did. Before we get started, do me a favor and subscribe to this podcast wherever you're listening and rate if you are able to. Thank you so much once again for tuning in, and now on to this week's show. All right, party people, welcome to Shine with Kendell Lenice. I am your host, Kendell Lenice. I don't know how you stumbled upon this podcast, but I'm so glad that you are with me today. So guess what? Guess what? I am live on YouTube and Facebook, podcast listeners, as you're listening. So this is like the rare opportunity. You can go on to YouTube and watch me live. You all know that I have been doing this. This is the 8th season of Shine with Kendell Lenice. So thank you so much for your continuous support and like, hey, is there going to be a new episode up this week? You know, I shared this subject to my friends and my family. And so I appreciate that so very much. And also my last episode that I did on family, the best and the unhealed. Wow. You guys showed up and showed out. You guys listened to that a lot. People were listening to that episode all around the world. So what that tells me is everybody got family and everybody got stuff going on with their family. But at the end of the day, we love our family. So thank you so much for continuing to support Shine with Kendell Lenice and sharing the podcast episodes. There were so many downloads to that episode and the other ones too. So I don't take that lightly. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So I'm a little further back from my podcast mic. So if you hear echo, my apologies. I'm going to try to move closer to that mic as I record this live. So as always, before we get started, let's start with this week's life note. I want to make sure I have my life note. Where'd it go? Because this is going to be a good episode, y'all. This is going to be a very good episode because your life may be polluted. Let's get it. All right, it's time for this week's life note. All right, so this was a tough one because I had so many life notes that I wanted to share regarding this topic. A life note, for those that don't know, if you're just tuning in for the first time, it's a quote or a saying that takes us through the topic of this podcast episode, through your week, and pretty much through your life. I'll do two because I can't decide. Detox your life by clearing out fake friends, dead-end jobs, and players posing as life partners. That's by Thelma Davis. And also, which one do I want to do? Darn, I'm just going to do this one. Clutter is not just the stuff on your floor. It's anything that stands between you and the life you want to be living. That's by Peter Walsh. There are so many. I can go on and on and on and give several life notes pertaining to this particular show. All right, so I was like, fresh air, fresh air, fresh air. That kept going around my brain. God put that in there, dropped that. Fresh air, fresh air. So let me just give the definition of fresh air. But I hope everyone is doing well today. If you're listening to this podcast live or the playback, whenever you're listening, I hope you're doing well and swell. This is the month of June, y'all. This is the best month of the year. Duh. Why? It is my birthday month. My birthday is June 17th. That's a national holiday. I will be 51, WON, because I'm winning. I'm still here. Y'all know, y'all know my story. If you don't know my story, all you got to do is go to my YouTube channel. You know my story. I am a survivor and I am a thriver. And my birthday is June 17th. So this is the best month of the year. All right. So we're talking about fresh air. Not no fresh air camp, fresh start. We're talking about your life being polluted or cloudy. Y'all know what pollution is like. Y'all know when you breathe in fresh air, it's like, you stand outside. Everybody want to be like, we outside. Are you outside because COVID is slowing down in some areas? Or are you outside because your life and your home is polluted? Or your friend life, work life, relationship life, family life is everything polluted? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with fresh air. Is your life polluted? We'll see. Thank you for shining with me, Kendell Lenice. If you're here for the very first time, thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to the show and don't forget to tell your friends and family about Shine. We'll be right back. All right, y'all, and we are back. So let's talk about fresh air and the benefits of fresh air. Let's start that way. So I went to Google and I said, what is fresh air? We know, parents just be like, go outside and get some fresh air. You don't want to be cooped up in this house. It's too much going on. People cooking, people listening to music, people doing this. Go get some fresh air. How many children were told that when they were younger? Go get some fresh air. Don't be cooped up in this house. Get outside, get it popping, get it moving. Go get some air, right? But then when you get home or when you get grown, the first thing you want to say is, I want to stay home. I don't want to go nowhere. And then, of course, with COVID, nobody was going anywhere except the grocery store, gas station. Well, probably not even a gas station because nobody was driving anywhere. You were doing essential things, right? So you were in the home and people loved to be in the home. But some people were going stir crazy. Why? Because they needed some fresh air in more ways than one. All right, let's look at some of the benefits of fresh air. This is just simple. Google it, fresh air benefits. Fresh air makes you happier. Fresh air cleans your lungs. Fresh air strengthens your immune system. Fresh air is good for your digestive system. Fresh air reduces airborne illnesses and infections. Fresh air increases your energy and sharpens your mind. Also, fresh air helps you sleep better at night. Y'all know when babies, it's hard for them to go to sleep. Sometimes parents will just put them in their car seat, take them around the corner, roll the windows down, and let the baby get some fresh air because it's good for your sleep. Fresh air also, 20% of the oxygen you breathe in is used by your brain to function. Serotonin releases and affects the amount of oxygen you have in your blood. Fresh air is good for your lungs. Breathing in fresh air can help you reduce airborne diseases, as I said. All right, experts, should everybody get fresh air every day? Oxygen is absolutely essential in maintaining healthy brain function, growth, and healing. In fact, the brain uses about 3 times as much oxygen for healthy neuron functions as muscles do. The brain is extremely sensitive and decreases in oxygen levels. What happens if you don't get fresh air? The effects from lack of fresh air are caused by lack of oxygen to the brain. You get dizzy, suffer from fatigue, and dullness of the mind. So let's just ponder on that, people. If your life is polluted, sometimes you get tired, you get weary, you can't think straight because your mind and your life is polluted. And sometimes you think your life is not going the way it should, or all of these issues and problems are occurring, and you're wondering why. It's because you need some fresh air. You need a fresh start. You need fresh friends. You need fresh relationships. You need a fresh job. You need a fresh start. New vibes, right? New atmosphere. New air filter. You need a fresh one to start your life over, hitting that start button. Y'all know I'm the remix coach. It's never too late to remix like your life is the saying. All right, so when we talk about fresh air, fresh start, I just want to look at something. Pollution is the introduction of a harmful material into the environment, your environment. These harmful materials are called pollutants. Pollutants can be natural. They can also be created by human activity, such as trash. Should I stop there? It can damage the quality of your air, your water, and your land. Have you ever applied that to your life? Think about it. Have you? Because so many people have so many people in their lives that are not contributing to the productivity and the freshness of their life. What do I mean? Sometimes people are just pollutants. They're in the way, right? Just because you've known them a long time, just because they're family, just because they're close friends, just because they got you a job, just because they got you a car, made this connection here, you feel obligated to keep toxins in your life. Because that's what a pollution is, right? Toxin. So the toxic people, places, or things that are in your life, you're afraid to part because you're used to living with pollution. So you're ever inside and the lighting seems fine, everything seems good, you're breathing great because of course you're in your homes or offices or wherever you are, you're breathing great, you're breathing. And the light is fine. You can cook, you can clean, you can watch TV, you can write, you can get on your computer, you can see just fine. But then when you go outside in some fresh air, the lighting is different. So many people are like, oh, this lighting hits different. Yes, let me take my selfie. It hits differently. And you see yourself in a different way. And all you want to take the selfies. You can see the natural colors of your eyes. You can see the natural color of your hair. You can see your skin glistening. My eyes are light brown. Sometimes in the house, I can't see. You might not be able to see because my lighting is not a natural lighting. I have ring lights, right? So you may not be able to see the real color of my eyes. When I go outside, people are like, you got light brown eyes? Wait a minute. And if I do a selfie outside, you can really see the color of my eyes. So in the home or inside, sometimes your realities are distorted. You can't see them clearly because you're used to being indoors. You're used to breathing in the toxins. You're used to the way that everything works while you're indoors. That's your life. But then when you go outside and get fresh air, you automatically have a extra pep in your step. You're feeling a little more confident. You're feeling a little more handsome or cuter. You're feeling like you can breathe differently. Your breathing is working for you in the best way possible, meaning like you can just let go and breathe. Like some people that are indoors, they can't breathe properly because the people around them and the things around them are not allowing them to see the same way you can see outside and to breathe the same way you can breathe outside. Now, some of you might be like, Kendell, I got allergies. I can't be out in the fresh air. I got to be in the house. I got to be. And I understand that and I appreciate that. But you don't got to have toxic people in your life because you got asthma. There's a way around it. And it's a metaphor, but it's for real, you know? And most of you need a fresh start. We all do. Trust me. I'm getting mine right now. A fresh start, fresh air, you know, remixing some things, trying to breathe differently. And that's really what the purpose of this episode is to really allow you to see what's happening around you, what's happening in your space. What is it that you need to get a fresh start from? Are you at a job that you don't want to be at, but it pays the bills and you're just going through the motion? You're not really using your God gifts and talents. You're not using your problem solving specialties. You're not using your brain. Like you feel like a robot, like you can do your job in your sleep, right? So think about that in your different career move. Or you want to be an entrepreneur, but your job is comfy, cozy, they're paying, you know, you got medical insurance, definitely need medical insurance, right? So it's difficult to get a grasp of the fresh air because you've come accustomed to breathing in the air that you're breathing in and you're good. Or are you in a relationship where the air is murky and cloudy and it's been like that, and you just stay in the murkiness because you begin to see, or you think that that's what the world looks like, or that's what a relationship looks like. So what you do is just stay in the fog, stay in the murkiness, stay in the polluted toxin environment because you've been in it so long that you think that that's how you breathe. Then when you get out into the fresh air, you're like, ooh, I can breathe. Ooh, my sinuses. Ooh, I can really breathe. Because you're away from the polluted areas, away from the people, away from the relationship. So now you can breathe differently. You know, even friendships. Sometimes friendships are very polluted because if you've known somebody, let's just say for 10, 20, 30 years, and you've evolved and that person or persons haven't, then they're still seeing you or how you were, and you're evolved. You're a different person. So when you meet new people, get fresh air and meet new people, then they see who you're growing to be or who you're intentionally being. But if you're in an old friendship that's stagnant and not growing, if that person is not growing and you are, you know, hopefully both people are growing and both people are in need of fresh air. But if that old friendship might feel toxic, and then when you meet someone else and you start talking about different things and different interests, you feel like it's a breath of fresh air. You know what? This conversation is a breath of fresh air. You ever hear anybody say that? You know what? Talking to you is a breath of fresh air. Sometimes that's what you need. You need to step outside into the fresh air. But a lot of people are afraid to step outside into the fresh air because, like I was talking about earlier, that light hits differently. You'll be able to see maybe some of the flaws in yourself, maybe some of the things that you were hiding in the light of the inside, where now you put on Front Street. You can see the blemishes, you can see the flaws, you can see all of that. But it's okay because the air is so much fresher out there. A lot of people don't realize that they are in need of fresh air, or they can actually open the door and step outside. And I'm here to tell you that you can, and you deserve fresh air. You deserve to be outside. You want to be outside? You can be outside. And that being outside is just coming from out of the darkness and wanting more for yourself. And being okay if some things are left inside. A lot of people find that very difficult to do because they're used to being that way. And I'm here to tell you, you can start again. You can remix your life. You can have a better life, but you have to want to have that. Now, if you have toxic people around you and they're in your personal space all the time, you got 4 toxic people, you're about to be the 5th one if you don't realize that you're worth more than that. And the beautiful thing about fresh air and being outside, those that you want to come outside with you, they can come outside with you. It's the gift that keeps on giving. They can come outside with you. Y'all, look, the ones that want some of the ones you're going to keep inside, and some of the ones you're going to say, you know what, step outside with me. Let's get some fresh air. Let's go for a walk. Let's try to re-strategize. Because if you're going around in circles and you're in the same space all the time, then you're not going to be able to recognize or the need for fresh air because you're not used to it. And that's what happens when people get stuck in a rut. I coach a lot of people who get stuck in a rut. It's the same thing over and over and over again, and they don't know that they have access to the door to get outside. They feel trapped in their lives. They feel trapped in their careers. They feel trapped in their finances. They feel trapped in their relationships. And they don't know it's as simple as making the choice to open the door to go outside. Are you stuck in an unhappy relationship or a dead-end job? Are you having difficulty moving to the next level in life? Are you looking for love or romance? Are you looking to achieve and accomplish your goals? Are you looking to get more clarity on your vision? Do you struggle with self-esteem? Are you looking for insight, trying to figure out what you're trying to do with your life? These are some of the things I can help you with. Hi, my name is Kendell Lenice, and I'm a certified transformational life coach. For more information about my life coaching services, please visit livingtruelivingyou.com. Now back to the show. All right, we are back. We're talking about fresh air and removing toxic people from your life, toxic situations from your life. You know, it may not be people, it might be a job. It might be your habits that are keeping you inside in the darkness and in that cloudiness and not being outside to get some fresh air. There are benefits to cutting off toxic people. Let's start there. Your mental health will improve. You'll feel better about yourself. You can learn to forgive yourself. And if your mental health is not important to you, and if your physical health, which sometimes the mental will attack the physical, if there's too much toxicity in your life, if there's too much darkness in your life, if it's too much pollution in your life, it'll begin to attack you. And you have to know that you're worth it and worthy of breathing in fresh air. Toxic people can make you feel consumed. They can make you always look at the negative side. They can make you feel isolated or even the same as them. If someone is speaking negativity to you, family members included, sometimes you feel like you can't open the door to go outside. You feel like you're stuck, and that's the way it is. And I want you to know that it can be different. It will be different. You just have to make the choice and the decision to want better for your life and be better for your life. You know, you have to be the captain of your ship, and you have to know when enough is enough. You know, you can't complain all the time and say you don't like this life, you don't like your job, you don't like your relationship, you don't like your friend circle, you wish you had this, you wish you had that. You can't continue to complain if you're not ready for a solution. So I challenge everybody to come up with a solution instead of complaining. The minute you find yourself complaining about the state of your life and the things that you don't like, come up with a plan, a game plan to do it, a game plan to have a solution to what your issues and what your quote unquote problems are. But I guarantee you just need a fresh start. You need a new scenery. You need to breathe in some air because the fresh air takes oxygen to your brain, which will help you think better. It'll help you breathe better. It'll help you see better just by getting some fresh air. If you feel like your life is polluted and everything is going every which way and you can't seem to get back on track, or you can't get the dark cloud from around you or the negative people around you, you can. And believe it or not, the people that are not meant to come with you, they won't, because they'll begin to see you differently. And sometimes people like you in the same space you've been in because it's easier for them. But what's easier for them, you can't allow it to hurt you and affect you, because stress is real. Stress kills. You know, negative people kills your spirit. You know, you don't want low energy. You want to get moving and you want to get out. So we know the emotional effects of fresh air, but there are a lot of physical benefits of fresh air, like getting out there, walking, you know, moving around, being able to think differently, freeing your mind and looking at God's creation around you outside. Because a lot of people have depression, in seasonal depression, because there's darkness around them, literally. And then when the sun starts beaming and the weather begins to break and it changes and they're outside, then they feel happy. They feel joyous. They feel like they can conquer the world. And that's a real thing when you go outside. Because if you're inside with all the blinds drawn, curtains closed, lights off, you're going to feel depressed. You're going to feel hopeless. You're going to feel like there's no way out. But if you open up those curtains, you undo those blinds, you open the door and that sunlight hits you, I'm telling you, that would make you feel a lot better just by doing that. Stepping outside. That will change your whole day around. Because if you're inside and you're feeling gloomy and there's pollution inside your home, all the toxicity inside your home, then you're going to feel more of that. But if you open up the door and go outside and breathe in fresh air, you're going to begin to feel better, and then you can start doing better and start making better decisions and choices and changing some things in your life. We all have to breathe in fresh air. A breath of fresh air. Think about that saying. They were like a breath of fresh air, meaning it was totally different. It was totally new. It was fresh. The start of it was fresh. New friends, new relationships, new jobs, new attitudes. And that's really how you have to look at it. You're only stuck in the rut because you want to be. The minute that you decide not to be, that's the first step to transformation. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this short episode of Shine with Kendell Lenice. I wanted to make sure I brought that to you because it was something that was just swirling around in my head, and I was trying to make that connection. So I hope you get it, and I hope that you know that you're worth fresh air, most importantly, a fresh start. So remove the toxins and the pollution from your life. That could be the problem why you're not thriving. The minute you move all of that out the way, turn on the light, go outside, you'll be able to breathe differently. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Shine with Kendell Lenice. Remember, you are a star, so don't allow anyone to dim your shine. Until next time, God bless. Peace. Thanks for listening. This has been a Kenny Lynn production.
Shine with Kendell Lenice. Real talk for real people. Let's shine together.